You know what I loved about Sonic Adventure? The terrible sound mixing! But worse. Sonic.exe The Assault is a Sonic horror game made by two 17-year-olds under the Tuition Sonic fan account. Honestly, pretty impressive stuff for a couple of kids to do, while still in school. But does that make this any less bad? No, not really. The game starts us out in what I can only assume is a basement. Also, if we're the kid, then why did we spawn in, like, the basement? And how do we get out of here?
I think your dad beats you.
You have to walk up, hold on, it seems my controls are giving me difficulty. Let me just... Why the hell is it set to Z?! This is the first of many problems with this game, and it's such a weird one. Like, how did this even happen? Moving on. After you fix that, you can go upstairs to your room, where there's a piano playing itself in a weird cryptic piece of paper. There might be a story here, but hell if I could figure it out. I just wanted to get the game over with the more I played it. But as far as I could tell, you're Crane. Wrong one. The son of the main character from the original version of this game. And Mr.exe is putting you through what I can only describe as a coked up fever dream. The game sees you walking back and forth between rooms as creepier and creepier things happen to you. And if you aren't walking back and forth, then you're standing still waiting while oh so spooky things happen to you. Once that's over, you're allowed to go back to your favorite video game trope, walking back and forth between the same rooms for 10 minutes. While you enjoy walking back and forth, you may find the doll from SA1. You can collect 20 of them for an alternate ending. But I'll tell you now, it isn't that worthwhile. Although, it isn't exactly hard either. There's well over 20 of them in the map, so if you miss a few, don't worry about it. Eventually you find this thing which gives you a message and allows you to instantly replenish stamina. Although when you walk up to it for the first time, it takes away all of your control. And as far as I could tell, no button allows you to get back control besides pressing escape to pause the game, and then unpause. When this first happened to me, I didn't know that, and thought my game froze, so I had to restart. I only clued in the second time around. After some more back and forth, you run away from what I lovingly dubbed Fent Sonic. Because I mean, he's hunched over, he's actually the Fent hog. The floor falls, and then you have to activate these gates, while trying to avoid these things, which are so loud! And unfortunately, this game doesn't have any sound settings. So my ears, that again I do not have, were blasted off. After that, you're chased and caught, and then you have to go down these 3 halls, and repeat tasks over, and over, and over, and it keeps going. I want to make a joke, but it's all the same! What do you want me to say? Sonic.exe The Assault! The only thing that got assaulted was my time and hearing ability. The only parts of the game I didn't hate, not like, just didn't hate, are the parts where you have to avoid Fent Sonic, since they have little to no walking back and forth, this game's favorite activity, and actually have you running from some kind of horror. Although the little tension these things do have is immediately evaporated by 2 things. 1, the shitty jump scare that happens after he kills you. And the fact that during this specific section, if you stand right here, but then walk right here, you can juke out his AI and confuse him and just keep him away from you indefinitely. I already think trying to make Sonic scary is a tall order to ask. Like, does this scare you? Boo! So, mix the fact that this game isn't scary with the fact that this game is boring and bad, you get a very bad, boring game. You know, 2 plus 2. You learned that in 7th grade, I think. Eventually, the game finally ends. I beat the game normally and collected the 20 Sonic dolls and got this. Is that the fucking Forces model? Sorry, after playing this game for so long, that was the most interesting thing to me. Anyway, you walk forward while a voice says something, I don't even know. And that was Sonic.exe The Assault. Really boring, honestly not that well optimized, and not very scary. Okay, that game was boring and not very fun, but maybe the next one will be better. Tell you one thing, it'll definitely be shorter. Yeah, you thought that, much like this game, Mark in the thumbnail was a joke. But despite how this game is purposely bad, I actually enjoyed the gameplay. Maybe due in part to how bad the game right before this was, but hey, I had a fun time nonetheless. The gameplay, even on the last night, is pretty simple. There aren't even cameras. Just keep up the brain rot, wind the annoying orange box, shoot the spies, stop Mark from taking that succulent milk, and microwaves a child. The first night is kinda slow and honestly a little boring, because as you would expect, nothing much happens. And since this game is just one big joke, it doesn't have any atmosphere to fill in the dead air. But every night after that is pretty okay. I wouldn't play this brain rot again, really, ever, as a serious game, but I'm more likely to play it compared to The Assault thanks to the fact that I'm actually being kept busy with multiple things. There's what I mentioned earlier, and the fact that the game isn't padded to hell and back, and oh, wait, no, that's kind of it. The game itself is bad. Like, as a fact, I mean, it was designed to be that way, but it doesn't waste my time. It jumps straight into it. The game knows what it is and how bad it is, but since it's over and done just like that, I can't find myself to be very angry at this game like I was The Assault. Although, if we're talking pure horror, then this game fails and is actually worse than The Assault. Do I really need to explain why? You know, when I wanted to branch out my channel to things outside of Sonic, this wasn't on my mind. I guess I'll just start... This might just be the creepiest one yet. Why do they look like that? To actually start the game, you have to talk to Pinkie Pie. That's the pink one if you couldn't tell. And eat the cupcake that she laced with Fent. Then you wake up in a dungeon and have to escape. It's a collecting game? I don't know what you'd call it, but that's what it is. You run around looking for items to help you either escape or free the other characters. It's a pretty simple game, and honestly, it isn't even bad at all. The gameplay is really easy to get to grips with, it runs well, and it doesn't drag anything out. Plus, it has a lot of replay value because how fast you complete this game is entirely in your hands. It could take you 30 minutes or it could take you 15 minutes. The only thing you have to worry about is avoiding the creepiest designs I've ever seen in any horror game ever. I mean, honestly, these are pretty... Huh? Okay. What do you mean the main killer is less scary than the NPCs you save?
No, that can't be right. You spent all this time talking about bad horror games. What are you talking about a good one?
How and why are you here? I thought you OD'd.
After doing as many drugs as I have, I think I've become immune. Also, you still owe me that fucking money!
The reason that I still consider this game to be bad in the end, despite how I think it's decently fun, is because it isn't very good at horror. For starters, Pinkie is such a non-threat for the main enemy of the game. As previously mentioned, she isn't even that scary looks-wise compared to the... I don't even want to look at you. She chases you around once you find her, but you can easily outrun her, even while crouching. Hell, you don't even have to run, just walk. She'll follow you, but it'll look more like this, really. Not only that, but she's really bad at the whole killing part of her job. You can just slide against her face, and as long as you back off immediately, you won't be hurt. Also, this. I really couldn't tell you what happened here. Besides that, this game has the same problem as Assault and honestly most horror games that feature kids characters. I don't think you can make the characters very scary, especially in this franchise. I don't think I've ever been afraid of any Sonic horror thing.
Get that off! I'll kick the spinning balls out of you!
And I don't think that fear is gonna start with Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic of all places. It also doesn't help that most of the time, creators of these horror games just tend to color their eyes red, add blood, spend $50 on their addiction, and call it a day. Not very scary or unsettling monster design. Ooh, Toast.exe! Earlier I mentioned that you can either save or leave the other characters. Depending on if you save some or all, it'll change the ending. Nothing too special. Saving everyone is the good ending. Only saving some leads to Pinkie killing you. Saving no one leads to... And saving everyone but leaving Pinkie behind leads you to this. Why should I care? Pinkie has at least 5 confirmed kills. Also, how did she even get in here? Like 30 seconds ago I was being chased by her. But yeah, this is a decent game. And maybe if you're someone who easily scares and doesn't find designs like this automatically goofy, then this is peak horror. And good for you if you think that. Anyways, like and sub.